When I need answers about anything to do with personal growth, I go straight to my mom and my aunt. Here they are, Priscilla Babin and Tina Gilliat with the sister sauce.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of season two of the Sister Sauce. I'm so excited to start a new season. How are you, Priscilla? I'm
Season.
Tina Gilliard, by the way. It's my lovely
I'm so
sister,
wrong.
Priscilla Babin,
Did
is
that
here
make
with
any
me.
sense? It sounded
Huh?
like I flipped over my lips. Blah, blah, blah,
Blah,
blah.
blah, blah, blah.
That's perfect. Perfect start for today's episode.
Oh, yes. It's going to be a fun one. Going to be a fun one. Yep.
Yeah.
So, anything going on with you? I had a busy week. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, is there any? I feel like I'm always busy, but I don't know. I've been learning more about ADHD again, which it's funny because I keep finding out stuff that I'm like, oh, this would have been good to point out on our episode a few weeks ago.
Maybe
And
we'll have to do another episode
to
about
do a take
ADHD.
two. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
part two.
learning things. I was texting this morning with my sister-in-law, and I was telling her that I feel like I wish I had a way to go back in time and tell younger me, that I'm okay, that those were not personal flaws, that those were part of my condition. And also to tell the people in my various friend groups, look, here is proof that
Mhm.
I was the way I was because ADHD, not because POOP. No.
It's
It wasn't the
poopy. I tell you, it's
poopy. I just
poopy.
watched that episode yesterday, by
Oh
the
my
way.
gosh. I love that. Ted
Yeah.
Lasso, y'all. Sorry. If you're not a Ted Lasso fan, you might not get that
Oh
reference.
my goodness. It's poopy. So yeah, learning about time agnosia, which is the technical term for time blindness, and the way that stress and anxiety factors into our ability to calculate time and all of that stuff, and our inability to, keep track of the time concept and stuff. And one of the things I saw a joke the other day about ADHD, or not really a joke, it was a video. This girl said that she was like, I have some advice for anybody who's trying to help somebody with ADHD. If you start any sentence of advice to them with the word just, then you need to get out of here. There's no just anything. Don't just be on time. Don't just pay attention.
That's funny. I read an article one time that women use the word just entirely too much.
Mm.
I'm just trying to do it, or I'm just going to be a minute, or whatever. But
Just wanted to tell you. Yeah.
I thought that was a very discriminatory article because I know a lot of guys who use just too
That's
much.
true. Maybe we need to
Mm,
do a second one on on toxic
language.
masculinity. Oh,
Yeah, for real.
crossovers.
Well, I had a
Ne-
crazy week too. I had students this week, plus I had an event that I spoke at, a mentoring event, and at the high school. That was fun going back to high school life. They were young.
Like never.
And I sang the national anthem at the Man and Woman of the Year gala for St. Bernard Parish. And funny side story is that I have sung the national anthem at the same event 3 or 4 times in the past. And always at the beginning of the event, they coordinate with me with the Boy Scouts that are doing the showing of the colors, right? They march in with the flags and everything. And they always march in from the side and they come and they stand in front of the stage. And the scout leader tells me, look, when they drop the flag, on the angle, that's when you start singing. So I already had all this in my head and I said, okay, I'm going to start singing when they drop the flag. So I was chattering away and not really paying attention to anything until I heard them announce that everybody should take their seats. We were getting ready to start. So I run up to the stage and I'm on the stage, and my friend introduces me to sing the national anthem. I go up to sing the national anthem and I see no scout troop and no flags. And I'm like, I guess the flag is here somewhere and I'll just start singing. So, one thing that happened was that I had my little piano on my phone and I had listened right before I went to the lectern to get my note because I kind of had it. But if you don't start that song on the right note, it's either going to
Oh
be too
yeah.
high or too low, right?
Hmm.
And because it's a wide range song. And so I get up to the lectern and first of all lost my note because I was like, where the heck are the Boy Scouts? And and I'm like, what? Where are the Boy Scouts? So I start singing and realize I started on the wrong note. So it was, thank God it wasn't like super high, but it was not in my comfort zone. I will just say that. I felt like I was screeching at a couple of places, but I was like, to heck with it. I'll just pretend I did it on purpose, right? I don't know. Anyway, I'm like three-quarters of the way through the song, still baffled by the fact that there's no Boy Scout troop in front of me with the flags. And then I realized the flags are on the stage behind me, behind me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got my back to the flag and I'm singing the national anthem. And I only realized it because I sort of turned a little bit and I saw some of my friends that were on the stage with me looking at the flag. And so it was like too late, right? And so I just went with it. I finished the song and I got back to my table and was agonizing over it. And one of my friends came over and said, oh my gosh, you did such a beautiful job. And I said, it would have been nice if I had known the flag was behind me. And one of my friends, I won't mention any names, said, look, you did what you had to do. You faced the audience and you projected your voice. Don't stress over it. And
Hmm.
I didn't. I was like, okay, that's good. I'll just go get a glass of wine and I'll feel better about it. But yeah, anyway, it was all good. I had fun. But it was busy week, busy, busy, busy. Yesterday was just as busy. So insanely
Wow,
busy.
crazy.
Yeah. So what hot sauce do you have to share with us today?
I saw another, I'm always on Instagram. I don't know. It's my time wasting activity, but it's not really a waste of time if I come up with wisdom to share with everybody,
Of
right?
course, you it's
So,
like you're doing research for the podcast. Plus, you are saving us all the time of going to hunt this information down.
this is true. This is true. Well, this is another one I can't really give a lot of credit because it was a person who on the spot had seen something written on a sign and wanted to read it online and share the wisdom from there. So I don't think he said where he saw the sign, and I'm not sure he was the person who posted this. It's that like the game of postman. But he said he saw this sign and it said worrying is like worshiping the problem. And I was like, oh,
Oh my
I,
gosh.
I that's it hit me, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, but I don't know if I can reconcile that in my brain for everything that I worry about. So I think
Uh-huh.
it depends on what thing it is that's a worry. If it's something that's really imminent, that I feel like there's a good reason to worry about it, and there's a definite like end point when I can stop worrying about it. I don't know that that counts for that, but other situations worrying about stuff that we don't have any business worrying about, like what other people think of us or or stuff like that, then I feel like that's very fitting. Don't give it more of your energy, you know,
Yeah,
deserves.
I like
Don't
that. But
too.
I am like you though. I'm like a worrier. And even when I was a little kid, I was a worrier.
Me too.
So yeah, it's hard though. But you know, They always, what's that expression? Let go and let God. And if you just give it to God, it does. I have to say, I can feel when I'm struggling with something and then I really dedicate some prayer to it, I do feel a sense of relief, you know.
Mhm.
And so I just need to get better at that and stop worshiping the problem. But yeah, um, that's that's really a good analogy. I like that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do better then. We're not gonna worry anymore, right?
Uh,
Well, today we'll hopefully take some worries off of people's plates because we're going to have some fun. And
yeah.
Priscilla, just so you know, I have my timer sitting by me and I'm going to set it for 30 minutes so that we stick to 30 minutes on this topic because we
It's
both know that we had so much material that we found in our research that we could be here all day and but it's going to be fun because Halloween is coming up on the 31st, which is that
Thursday.
Thursday of next week? Okay. So Thursday is Halloween, but guess what
Oh,
else it is? It's National Knock Knock Joke Day. National Knock Knock Joke Day. So we could have focused on Halloween, but we've talked about that in the past. And so we thought, what fun would it be to share some knock knock jokes with you
yep.
guys?
It's
And
today, right, the day we're filming. Is it, or is it next
it's the
Friday?
31st. It's the same
Oh,
day
it's
as
on.
Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's
I
the
was thinking
same
it was
day.
today.
Yeah, I had to look it up too. Yeah, it's the same day as Halloween. I'm not sure exactly why the correlation, but Halloween and Knock Knock Day on the same day.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Trick or treat.
So we're going to share with you guys some great knock knock jokes. But when I tell you we found hundreds and hundreds of them, we'll share the links to the resources we used in our show notes and we'll go from there. So Priscilla, you want to start us off?
Okay. Should I start from just anywhere?
Anywhere you want.
Well, I'm gonna start because so we had a few articles. Tina found some articles with hundreds of jokes in them. I can't even, it's more than 200, right? It's
Oh yeah, it's like
300.
it's
It's
yeah, it's oh
330.
it's close to 4 or 500, I think. So
It's a lot. So anyway, there's some overlap probably
I'm
between the
sure.
different articles, but I was just curious to see if there was anything, extra creative because I like being that there's hundreds of these, I kind of glanced at them and I was like, I wonder if there's something a little fresher, because some of them are older. And I looked on Reddit because that's always good for a laugh. And so this is from Reddit that I this is just random ones people submitted. Knock knock.
Who's there?
An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman.
An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman who?
An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman walk into the wrong structure of a joke. The barman says, "You shouldn't be here." And the Scotsman said, "Well, we did knock."
I like that. That's good. Very good.
Yeah. Yep, yep, yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to give one of the traditional ones, I guess, or not necessarily traditional, but uh, the old school, right? Knock, knock,
Who's there?
wafer.
Wait for who?
Been away for a while, but now I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right. Hit me with one.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Britney Spears.
Oh, Lord. Britney Spears, who?
Oops, I did it. Oh, I messed it up. I was supposed to say knock, knock again.
Oh.
Darn it.
Huh?
Oh, picture that I said knock, knock twice.
Okay.
Supposed to be it. I am not jokes. Oh, well. Tell me another one so I can forget what I did.
Okay. Let's see. This is probably one we should do in 25 minutes. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Gwen.
When who?
When will these jokes ever end?
Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ah,
Who?
werewolves of London.
Wait, say that again. You can't laugh while you're saying the response because then we can't understand it.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ah,
Who?
werewolves of London.
Oh my God. Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Mint.
Mint who?
Meant to tell you I was coming by. These are all the stupid ones. Why did I get all the stupid ones?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dishes.
Dishes. Oh.
Dishes Sean Connery. Who's dish?
Ah! Oh my God. Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dublin.
Dublin who?
I'm doubling down on telling these knock, knock jokes.
Oh. Gotta breathe. I need knock, knock.
Who's there?
Granny.
Granny who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Granny.
Granny who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Granny.
Granny who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Aunt.
And who?
Ain't you glad I didn't say Granny again?
Oh my gosh. Okay, that reminds me of the old one. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Apple.
Apple who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Apple.
Apple who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Apple.
Apple who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you glad I didn't say apple again?
Uh-huh.
Wah, wah. All right.
Knock,
Go
knock.
for it. Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
No.
Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Eileen.
Eileen who?
I lean a little when I'm tired. That's a good old person joke.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
I didn't know you could yodel.
I knew that was coming. That was too funny. Okay. Let's see. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Omelet.
Omelet who?
I'm gonna let myself in.
Oh, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Two.
You? Who?
No, two.
It helps if I didn't need a hearing aid, right? Okay, let's start again.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Two.
To who?
No, it's to whom?
Oh my gosh. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Juicy.
You see who?
Juicy, the look on your face? Ridiculous.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Chickens.
Chicken soup.
No, owls who chickens cluck.
Oh my gosh. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Honeybee.
Honeybee who?
Honey, be a dear and open the door, please.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sadie.
Sadie who?
Say the magic word and I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, corny. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cereal.
Cereal who?
Cereal, pleasure to meet you. It's a real pleasure to meet you. Get it? I had to explain that one. That's pretty bad when I have to explain it.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Daisy.
Daisy who?
They see me rolling. They hating.
Okay, here we go. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Armageddon.
Armageddon who?
I'm getting a little bored. Can we do some better knock, knock jokes?
I'd give you a classic from my childhood. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dwayne.
Dwayne who?
Dwayne the bathtub. I'm drowning.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Alaska.
Alaska who?
I'll ask another person if you don't know the answer.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Iva.
Iva who?
I have a sore hand from knocking so long.
Hmm. Okay, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ida.
Ida who?
Surely it's pronounced Idaho.
Oh my goodness. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Honeycomb.
Honeycomb who?
Honeycomb that hair. It's a mess.
Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Leon.
Leon who?
Leon me when you're not strong.
This is another one that I remember from my childhood. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sam and Janet.
Sam and Janet who?
Sam and Janet evening. You will meet a stranger. The stranger's me. I'm outside your door. Knock, knock. Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cash.
Cash who?
No thanks, but I'll have some peanuts.
It's a good thing you don't have an allergy. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Anita.
Anita who?
I need to use the bathroom. Let me in.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Euripides.
Euripides who?
Euripides clothes, you pay for them.
Need to call your friend Eumenides. Woo. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cargo.
Margo.
Cargo beep beep.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
A wood walk.
Oh,
A wood walk.
a word walk. Who?
I would walk 500,000. Walk 500 more. That's slay me.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Isabel.
Isabel who?
Is the bell ringing? I push the button.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sherwood.
Sherwood who?
Sure would like to see you sometime. Open the door.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ben.
Oh, Ben who?
Don't go there. Ben, been knocking for 10 minutes. Let me in. See, it was not dirty.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm dying.
Oh.
Okay. Uh, knock, knock.
Who is there?
Police.
Police who?
Police tell me I'm your type.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Wooden shoe.
Wouldn't you? Who?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I heard.
The herd who?
I heard you like knock, knock jokes.
Oh, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Candace.
Candace who?
Can this joke get any worse?
Oh my gosh. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Eyesore.
I saw who?
I sure do like you.
Oh,
That one's stupid.
knock, knock.
Who's there?
Water.
Water who?
What are you doing? Just open the door.
Okay, you ready for this one?
Oh,
Knock, knock.
who's there?
Candace. Yes, Candace again. Did you
Candace
say it?
who? Yeah,
Candace
Candace who?
who? Candace be loved.
All right, I'm moving over. Is it okay for me to move over to the Halloween knock knock jokes?
Oh, for sure.
All
Yeah.
right.
I'll move over there with you.
Yay. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Which?
Which who?
Which one of you is gonna give me a lot of Halloween candy?
Which one's gonna give me a trick and not a treat? That's what I say. Okay, let's see. Knock knock.
Who's that?
Ben.
Ben who?
Been waiting for Halloween all year.
Clover then. Clover like knock knock.
Who's there?
Philip.
Philip who?
Fill up my bag with candy, please.
We should like hand these out to kids and let them. Oh, on a completely side note, did you know that Life Songs has printable Halloween bookmarks that you can make? You can like print them on cardstock. So
Oh,
lifesongs.com, y'all. And you can go print these really pretty Halloween bookmarks, and they have like the linked QR code that takes you to their website and stuff. It's kind of cool. I thought about doing that. I'm just not sure I'm going to handle Halloween this year because our neighborhood is kind of over the top with
insane.
it. Yeah, I would have to prepare for at least 500 kids, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that. So,
We have opposites because nobody is in our neighborhood. Like we'll get like two little groups of kids and that's it.
oh,
It's crazy.
yeah,
Um,
it's so expensive by us. So you either opt in or you opt out because if you opt in and you don't have enough candy, it's a bad thing. And we've gone some years where we've spent $300 and $400 on candy and still run out. So, I'm hesitant. All right, here you go. Another Halloween knock knock joke.
okay.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Oh, this one's kind of stupid. Handsome.
Who?
Hand some candy to me, please.
Here you go. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Dishes.
Dishes who?
This is a very Halloween bad joke. I should say a bad Halloween joke, I
I
think.
know, right? Knock knock.
Who's there?
Hans.
Hands who?
Hands off my candy.
I'm gonna skip down a few because there's 70 of these. So
I
I'm just
know, right?
I'm gonna spin the wheel. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Tibia.
Oh my gosh. Tibia who?
To be honest, this skeleton's got no guts. Sorry. Ugh.
Ah, let's see. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Spell.
Bell who?
Spell you later. This wizard's busy. Oh my gosh. That one's stupid too.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Yeti.
Yeti who?
Yeti or not, here comes a monster.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This one is one from a show I watched a long time ago and I never got it because it was when I was a kid. But knock, knock.
Who's there?
Anna Maria Alberghetti.
Anna Maria Alberghetti who?
Anna Maria Alberghetti in a taxi, honey. So the song is I'll be around to get you in a taxi, honey. But
Oh.
it was on a TV show that I watched, and it wasn't a Halloween one, but you made me think of it.
Those are the best kind.
Oh, give me another Halloween one.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Ivana.
Oh, I found the who.
Ivana suck your blood.
I should probably not sip my coffee when we're in the middle of this.
I got hang.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo, don't cry. It's just a ghost. That's dumb.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Hex.
Hexu.
Excited to cast a spell on you.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Grave.
Grave who?
Grave mistake letting a zombie in.
Oh.
Oh.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Gum.
Gum who?
Come to the door. It's trick or treat time.
That was a good accent. I love it. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Mummy.
Mummy who?
Mummy's costumes all wrapped up and ready to go.
Let's see. Yeah, some of these are kind of sad. Let's see. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Scream.
Scream who?
Scream all you want. You're in a haunted house.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
How?
How? Who?
How will you know unless you open the door?
Oh, I like this one. It's not real funny, but I like it. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Beast.
Beast too.
Beast friend you'll ever have, even if I am.
Oh, no, groan. Okay. But I need to add some sound effects in editing. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Mommy. I'm getting ready to say mommy. Well, let me start over again. Knock,
Okay.
knock.
Who's there?
Mommy.
Mommy who?
Mummy's the word, but I just had to say hi.
Oh. Let's see. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ghoul.
Warren?
Ghoul.
Oh, where did I get? Okay. Start over again.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ghoul.
Woo-hoo.
Ghoul friend, let's go haunt the town.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hag.
Hag who?
Magnificent witch here to put a spell on you.
Ooh. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Doom.
Doom who?
Tomb who it may concern, the
Oh.
mummy is here.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Gobble.
Gobble who?
Gobble up your goats. I'm a hungry troll. That's stupid. Okay.
Um, let's see. Mm. Hmm. Trying to find another good one.
I know some of them are pretty lame.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Frank.
Frank who?
Frankenstein, but you can call me Frank.
Side story. Remember when PJ decided he wanted to be called Frank?
Yeah.
And Eric was the only person in the family that would agree to call him Frank. I was so mad at him, like, Frank, I gave you a very nice name. Why do you want to be called Frank? And he laughed about it, but we reminded him of that when he was much older, and he thought it was funny. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Okay, I'm away from the Halloween jokes, so just
Oh, good.
okay, let me start over again. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Spell
Spell who?
WHO. You don't know how to spell that?
I'm away from the Halloween ones too. I decided to go back to another one. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Theodore.
Theodore who?
Theodore wasn't open, so I knocked.
That's funny. Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Avenue.
Avenue who?
Avenue knocked on this door before? I was really stretching it.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda who?
Baby Yoda Beth. Or
Okay, this one's kind of weird. Will you remember me in a day?
yeah,
Will you remember me in an hour?
yeah,
Will you remember me in a minute?
yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You already forgot me.
Oh
Good job of playing along, though.
no. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cornflakes.
Cornflakes who?
I'll tell you next week. It's a cereal.
That's good. It probably would have been better if you said, it's a cereal. I'll tell you next week. No, that might not make sense. I'm sorry. Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Howard.
Howard who?
How would you like to sit outside in the cold while someone keeps asking who's there?
Knock,
Yeah.
knock.
Who's there?
Figs.
Figs who?
Figs your doorbell. It's not working.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Needle.
Needle who?
Need a little help opening this door?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I ran.
I ran who?
I ran here. I'm tired.
Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dozen.
Doesn't who?
Doesn't anyone want to let me in?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hatch.
That's you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Knock, knock.
Forgive me if you need to breathe. Who's there?
Adorable.
Adorable who?
A doorbell don't work. That's why I knocked.
Uh,
Boom, boom. Okay.
let's see. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Justin.
Justin who?
I'm just in time for dinner.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Kenya.
Kenya?
Kenya. Kenya.
Kenya who?
Can you just open a door and let me in? See?
Oh boy. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hank.
Hank who?
You're welcome.
Oh, I thought you said Hank. My hearing is part of the problem here. Okay.
Ooh.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You.
You.
You who? Anybody home?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Olive.
Olive who?
All of these jokes are bad.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Water.
Water who?
What are you asking so many questions for? Just open up.
Oh. Let's see. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Abe Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln who?
You don't recognize? It's so dumb, but it's funny. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Okay, here's one. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sue.
Sue who?
Surprise! Happy birthday.
It would be a surprise to find out it's August. Okay, here's one. This is one for the younger generation. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
John Cena.
John Cena who?
You can't see me.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Shirley.
Shirley who?
Surely you must know who I am by now.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Adorable.
Adorable who?
Adorable don't work. That's why I knocked.
I thought I did that one already. I just didn't do it with the accent. Okay.
Oh no, I thought it was a little different. Oh well.
It's pretty much the same, yeah. Who's there? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Alex.
Alex who?
I'll explain later. Just open up.
Knock.
Okay, one more for each of us.
Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Goliath.
Goliath who?
Goliath down. Thee looketh tired.
That was a good one to wrap it up with. I like that. Okay. Big finish. You ready? Here we go. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Run.
Ron who?
Run a little faster. There's a dinosaur chasing me. All right. We've reached our limit of knock, knock jokes. If you're listening, I hope that you have laughed with us and at us and get some refreshing energy and entertainment from this.
Mm,
What fun. That was a nice lighthearted topic today.
yeah.
Although last week was pretty fun too, reminiscing about our first season. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to be light sometimes.
oh, for sure.
You don't always have
After this week, I needed light. It was a busy week. So,
to. Ah, wow. What are we gonna marinate in this week, Tina?
well, this is sort of a topic that we've touched on several times, but when I spoke at the Chalmette High School this week, one of the things that we were stressing with the whole event was self-esteem and how to be self-assured. And I was telling the kids that I'm like my worst enemy because I talked so badly to myself. And coincidentally, the same day as that event, I had a coaching client that I'm working with on public speaking. And she and I were talking about that too. And an old mentor of mine, a former mentor of mine, had this expression where he would say, you have gremlins, and gremlins are the voices in your head that tell you you're not good enough or you're not achieving enough. And I was sort of joking with my coaching client, but realized that what I said made a lot of sense. And so I wanted to share it. And again, it's one of these things that we've talked about before, but it may be worded a little differently. And so maybe it'll help some people really marinate on it and think about it. But my client asked me, she said, you're so good at speaking. She just has this rose-colored image of me and thinks I'm wonderful, and I appreciate it. She's like my number one fan. But she said, I bet you never question yourself. And I was like, huh. I said, I drove away from the high school today thinking, why did I say that? I should have said this. Why did I use that word? I should have used this word. Or why didn't I tell the kids this? And I walk away from these things questioning myself, and I finally have to turn my own mind off. And I said, there's a thing that I do to deal with feedback that I get. And if you get feedback from other people, it's very helpful. But what you have to do is sort of run it through a strainer. And if you get the same feedback from multiple people, it lumps together and it doesn't go through the strainer. And that's what you have to pay attention to, right? But if you get a random piece of feedback that doesn't seem logical and you're really kicking yourself over it, it's probably not valid, and let that run through the strainer because it's by itself. It's not thick enough and not substantial enough to worry about. And I gave her the example. Toastmasters has these evaluation contests every couple of years, and they will recruit a target speaker. The speaker is called the target speaker. The speaker speaks, and then all the contestants evaluate that speaker. So the one speaker gets evaluations from 8 different contestants. And I was the target speaker on a number of contests, but one in particular that I remember. I was really proud of the speech that I did. It was really funny. And I used the same expression throughout my speech. And I purposely did it and used that expression over and over again as a rhetorical device. It's one of the tools you can learn that people start to anticipate you're going to say that phrase and they love it. Mm-hmm. And so in my case, the expression that I used was, how bad could it be? And so I went through the whole speech, and at the end of it, my husband proposes to me. And instead of saying yes, I say, how bad could it be? And so it was a really funny way to wrap the speech up. And 7 of the 8 evaluators, and they are sequestered, so they don't hear each other's evaluations. Only one person evaluates at a time, and they bring one contestant in at a time. And so 7 of the 8 contestants loved the how bad could it be phrase. But there was one contestant who just didn't get it. And he said, I just don't get why you kept saying that phrase. How bad could it be over and over again? I found it redundant. I've never heard anything like that before. Why would anybody do that in a speech? And he just totally didn't get it. And I could have been upset about it, but those 7 people who loved it, that's what meshed together and didn't go through the strainer. His went through the strainer. I still remember it only because I love to use it as an example when I'm coaching my speech clients, public speaking clients. And so I told that story to my client, and then I started laughing. And I said, "Here's the thing, though." I said, "I'll beat myself up more than anybody can beat me up. So nothing anybody else can say is going to offend me as much as what I say about myself. And as far as that, I don't even like myself. Do you listen to people that you don't like? I don't listen to people I don't like. So I just ignore myself." And she got a big kick out of that. And I thought, it's really, you either value yourself or you don't. And if you value yourself, then you're not going to say those bad things to yourself. But if you don't value yourself, then why do you listen to you? So I thought that was just kind of ironic. And I would share that today.
Nice. I love that strainer analogy. That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good way to look at it. You know, like if you do anything and you get a lot of feedback, sometimes it's overwhelming. I was in a contest one time and I failed miserably in the contest. And in retrospect, I can look back at the video of my speech and know what I did wrong. I was not present in the moment. I was dealing with a personal crisis and I spit out my speech like it was a memory passage. And so the feeling wasn't there. So I feel like that is why I didn't do well in the contest. But I was really devastated at the moment. And when I left the contest, I sent some of my friends messages, emailed about 10 of my friends and said, if you weren't a judge, because judges aren't allowed to give feedback to the contestants even after the contest is over. And so I said, if you were a judge, you can disregard my email. But if you weren't a judge and you're willing to share feedback with me, please let me know what you think I could have done better, because I'm really brokenhearted over this. I felt like my speech was so great. And I got from like the 8 people that responded, 8 completely different responses.
Wow.
And it just baffled me. And I was so upset by it and decided that I must have been good enough that they couldn't put their finger on a specific thing that blew it for me, right? And so I just decided not to pay attention to any of the feedback and to watch the video myself after I had a clear head about it. And that's what I did. And then I could see, you know, I was like, oh, I can see that I was not in the moment at all. I was distracted. And later I talked to another friend of mine who ended up being our district champion that same year. And he was rooting for me. He was so amazing. And he said, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And then he went back and watched the video too. And so I shared with him what I thought about the fact that I wasn't. And he said, you know, that's true. And then another one of my friends later said, I'm so sorry you lost the contest, but obviously something was up with you because you were not yourself. You were just out of it. And so I said, okay, she's being honest. You know, she sees it, you know, not that my other friends weren't being honest. They just, I think, couldn't put their finger on what was the issue. But yeah. So a lot of times if you get the same feedback from people, that's the feedback you need to listen to.
Well said.
Yeah.
Very good.
So exciting first episode of season 2.
Season 2.
Lots of laughs.
Good
Good way to start off the season. Yep. Yep. So we'll be into November. We should have some good stuff in November.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
We might have to get the next time we record is on the day before Clover's birthday, so they might need to come.
Ooh, Clover might need to
Maybe
come
off
on for a
school.
birthday episode.
Yeah,
All
I know.
right. Well, until we
Birthday
see
sweets
you
card.
and hear you again, make yourself a priority.
And take care of you.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to keep up on all the latest sauce. See you next time.